In today's video, we'll see 7 lessons that I learned from this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Thank you, Robert, for this amazing 7 lessons. And at the end of the video or in the gap, I'll also be sharing some actionable tips that you can start applying. The difference between asset and liabilities. This is a basic one, everybody knows this. Asset is something that puts money in your pocket, just like real estate, gold, stocks, the skill that you want, because you can trade that skill for the money. The skills that you have, the knowledge that you have, the books that you read, these are the assets, because at some point in life you can trade them for money. So anything that puts money in your pocket, that's called asset. So liabilities are something that takes money out of our pocket. Liabilities are something we think that they will add value in our life, but in actual they will not add any value in our life. All those fancier stuff, a brand new car, a house, or a new iPhone, that's a liability. Yeah, sure, they are nice to have, but they're not making any money for you. Rather, its value gets decreased over course of time. What I understood was rich people buy asset that really makes money for them, and most of us, we buy liabilities thinking that it will add value in our life. Robert also says this: focus on building assets more than liabilities. We know this, but we don't apply this in our day-to-day life. So the quick tip here is, when you start to earn money, buy assets, not liabilities. Work to learn, not just to earn. So, according to Robert, rich people don't work for money, but poor and middle class work for money. He says if we work for money, then money will be greater than us and we'll be slave to money. Not slave technically, but if we focus on earning rather than learning, then what happens is the money will always be greater than us. But if we prioritize learning over earning, then we'll always be greater than money. So recently this hit me. When I was scrolling Instagram, I found this question. I don't know who gave this, but I found this question. It was like, what if money and pride didn't play the role? What if your job was more than just a paycheck? What would you be doing? I was paused for the moment, but after a certain time, I got the answer. It was YouTube for me. If I was not earning any money from YouTube, it's okay, no problem. I can still do this thing as my part-time. I can give 2 hours, 3 hours per day, and I can do YouTube. It'll be great at the age of 70s making videos. I think when I'm 80s, when I'm in 80s, I'll still make videos by saying, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It'll be fun. So what's that thing for you that if it was not money and pride, you would be doing it for a long period of time? For me, it was YouTube, yeah. And what's for you? Let me know in the comments. Recently, I realized this thing and I wrote this in my notebook. I want to read it for you. Recently, what I realized is your 20s are to make mistakes and learn from them. Focus on learning more than earning. It's good to earn extra perks, it's good to earn a lot, but in your 20s, don't focus more on earning rather than learning. If you have high paying job, if the job pays you high salary, then it's good. Invest certain amount of it, save certain amount of it, but never settle for the less. Learn as much as you can, take that class, learn that skills, take new experiences, take risk, be courageous, try new things, fail, get out, try again. Because this learning in your 20s is what will shape your 30s. By the time you are 30s, the capability of you to take risk really decreases. By the time you are 30s, you'll have family, you'll have children, and you can't say that, you know what, I'll start from beginning, I'll start to learn now when I'm in 30s. No, you can't do that, because you're not only putting your life in risk, but there are families, there are people you need to look back on, right? But in your 20s, yeah, you can take lots of risk. Don't be like, I got a safe job in 20s and yeah, I took that job for years and years and years. It's never late to learn. It's never late to jump into the learning worlds. When you're 30s, yeah, at that time it might be late. Still it won't. So keep learning. Prioritize learning over earning. It's great to earn money. It's great to have more. But still, if you're in your 20s or early 30s, then learn as much as you can. Failure inspires winners and failure defeats losers. It is the biggest secret of winners. It's the secret that losers do not know. The greatest secret of winning is that failure inspires winners. Thus, they are not afraid of losing. There's a big difference between hating losing and being afraid to lose. Most people are so afraid of losing money that they lose. They go broke over a duplex. Financially, they play life too safe and too small. They buy big house and big cars, but not big investments. The main reason that over 90% of the American public struggles financially is because they play not to lose. they don't play to win. Man, this is so true. 90% of the American play not to lose, but they don't play to win. Elon Musk took risk while starting Tesla, SpaceX. Jeff Bezos took risk while starting Amazon, which is now roughly around $2 trillion company. I think so, something around that. Jeff Bezos took risk by quitting his job and started Amazon. Why? Not because he knew that that company will be something $1 trillion. No, almost 90% of the chance he had that it will fail. But if it worked, it will completely change his life. It will create a fortune for him. That's why he took risk. The bigger the risk you take, the more rewarding it is. And this is my wallpaper in my phone. It says, taking no risk will be your biggest risk in life. Nelson Mandela also said this once. There is no fun playing small and settling for the life which is less. So take risk as much as you can. Everything is riskier in life. You starting that business by quitting your job, that is riskier. Me starting this YouTube channel is riskier. The bigger the risk you take, the bigger the reward you get. But never take risk that will completely wipe you off. Take calculated risk. Okay, let's start with what is financial education. Understanding how money works is basically financial education. Understanding what is assets, liabilities, how compounding works, investing, how money works. This is financial education. And if you don't know these small concepts, then it is very hard to win with the money. Raut says, if you don't know how money works, then you are most likely to lose the game that you are playing. You are just playing the game. You don't know the rules too. Yeah, you may win further sometimes. You may make some lucky bets, but it's more obvious that you'll lose at the end. We live in an era of knowledge and information. The information and knowledge that is circulating around us equals wealth. The more information you have, the more knowledge you have about certain things, the more wealthier you get. And understanding financial education is very important. You don't need to understand very much, just basics about what is asset, what is liabilities, how does compounding work, what is investing, finance, how to make money, how to manage our money. And if you know these basic things, basic concepts, then it's more likely that you will win in money game. So the earlier you start your financial education, the better it gets, and the risk of failure also gets reduced. They say what's in your head that determines what's in your hand. It's your mindset that matters the most. What you fire and wire in your brain creates a state of well-being. Your mind, what thoughts runs in your mind, that creates you. And what I understood was financial freedom is all about the mentality that you shape towards money. How you look at the money, how you think about the money. That's basically financial freedom. That will create financial freedom. If you think money is hard to earn, earning too much is evil thing, rich people are evil, right? Then you'll never earn money. If you hate money, then you'll never earn money. And it's all about the mindset. How much you'll earn in your life, it's all dictated by the mindset that you have towards money. If you think it's easy to earn, though it's kind of hard, but if you think it's easy to earn, and I think it is easy to earn in this era, you earn money by two things, your time and by spending money, more money. So you'll earn money by spending your time on some task, you'll do certain task, you'll provide certain service, trade your time with that money, or you'll trade your money to earn much more money, like investing and all the stuff. And money is all about value, the value that you provide in the market, right? What problems you solve, that is all about money. If you solve a bigger problem in a market, the more money you get, right? The more wealthier you become. Teachers teach student, so they solve teaching problem and they earn money. Doctor treats someone, they earn money. Same as video editor, they solve someone's problem and earn. So it's all about value game. The more value you provide, the more money you earn. So I learned from this book that if you shift your perception towards money, if you shift your mindset from I can't do this, I can't earn this much, to I can earn this much, this is my potential. If you shift from I can't to I can, that's where you begin financial freedom. Raut says money is everywhere. Money is only an idea. If you want more money, simply change your thinking. Every self-made person started small with an idea and then turned it into something big. The same applies to investing. Yes, this is so true. Like, money is everywhere and you just need to see it. There is a great book. Where is it? Think and Grow Rich. Yeah, it's here. By Napoleon Hill. 100 million copies sold. And this book says something like, the key lesson here is, whatever you think, you become that. it's your thoughts that matters the most. I think one of the best books on mindset shift, How to Think to Become Rich, as the title suggests. So you should give it a go. The rat race refers to the constant pursuit of success and advancement in job market, driven by the workaholic culture and job market pressure. In the rat race, individuals find themselves caught up in the relentless routine of long work hours, high job demands, and the constant need to prove themselves to others. The rat race is for rats. We are not rats, we are humans. The rat race. I don't usually quote this as a rat race. I think it is a life race where everybody works very hard. Yeah, everybody has to work very hard to fulfill themselves, to fulfill their families. If they have someone to look back on, then yeah, it's a life race. We try to do things for admiration. We try to do things for our better life, right? But in that cycle of doing things to achieve best life for ourselves, for our partners, for our families, and in that cycle, we lose ourselves. People spend their whole life creating the life that they hate, and the main reason for this is the life race, doing the things that we don't want to do every single day. To be honest, I'm no one to talk over this. I'm just sharing my thoughts over this topic because I don't want to be in this relentless cycle of work, home, work, home. I don't know. I generally don't want to do that. Like, what is the point of living a life that you hate? At some point, there will be something that you love doing. But if you don't have time freedom in that thing, then you start to hate it. Just like if you love editing and if someone pushes you every day, your boss pushes you every day to achieve a deadline, then the same thing that you love, editing, becomes the nightmare for you. You start to hate it because you don't have time freedom in it. Raut says in order to break the rat race, you need to have good financial education. More than that, you need to start to build assets column. You need to start to invest on assets so that you can create a cash flow, because once a cash flow is created, once the money comes in, then you'll have lots of freedom in life. I think one of the best luxury in life is having a time freedom. You can do anything what you want, but more than that, whenever you want. And this whenever you want thing is the luxury of life. And once you don't have time control in the things that you love doing, then you'll start to hate that thing. You'll start to avoid doing that thing. And the time freedom comes when you have money in your hand so that you can delegate, you can outsource and all those stuff. So focus on building assets, improve your financial education, and more than that, improve the skills that you have at the moment. The better you get skilled, the more skills you stack one over another, the better you get paid. And once you start to get paid, then you can invest that amount in something which will help you to create a cash flow. The biggest investment that we'll have in our life is to invest on ourselves, learning that skills, reading that books, going through that course, joining seminars. These are the things that will help us to grow. And investing on ourselves will be the biggest asset in our life. Everything that we'll achieve in our life is through the learnings that we get along the way. It's through the experience that we have. It's through the knowledge that we have. It's through the skills that we have at the moment. So where we will be in our life will be determined by the knowledge, skills that we have at the moment, or the skills that we will build along that journey. So we need to do things that will help us to grow in life. We need to invest mostly on skills, knowledge, health, and happiness and love. Happiness and love is something that is not seen by most of the people, but this is the most important thing in life: happiness and love. So invest on these 5 things: skills, knowledge, health, happiness and love. And this will be the biggest investment of your life. Once we start to invest on ourselves, once we start to build ourselves, then that will be the biggest asset in life. That's the moment we start to change our life. So do things that will help you to grow. Invest on assets, and one of the biggest assets is you yourself. So to sum up, these were some of the 7 lessons that I learned from this book. First, the difference between assets and liabilities. Asset is something that puts money in our pocket, and liabilities are something that takes away money from our pocket. So we need to invest more on assets as compared to liabilities. Second, work to learn, not just to earn. Earning is good, earning very much is good, but Earning is not solely good if we don't learn anything. We should always prioritize learning over earning, especially in our 20s. As Robert also says, rich people don't work for money, they let money work for them. But poor and middle class work for money. Taking no risk will be one of the biggest risks in your life. Risk is rewarding. The bigger the risk we take, the bigger the reward we get. But never take risk that will completely wipe you off. Always take calculated risk. So in this point, we understood what is financial education, what is asset, liabilities, basic concepts about compounding, investing, finance, and how money works, how to manage money. This is financial education. The person who has better financial education is the one who is gonna win in life. So the earlier you start your financial education, the better it gets, and the risk of failure also gets reduced. Number 5, mindset and the power of thoughts. What's in your head that determines what's in your hand. It's your mindset that matters the most. So how you shape your mindset towards money, how you look at the money, that determines how much financial freedom you'll have in your life. So whenever you face with the challenge, don't say I can't. Start to shift from I can't to I can. Start to look for opportunities, search for how. This will help us to grow very much in our life. 6, rat race. I don't call it as a rat race, I call it as a life race, because everybody has their demands, everybody wants to achieve something in their life. Everybody has to fulfill their needs. So life race or rat race is a cycle where we do things without knowing what we are doing. We take financial decisions in everyday, day-to-day basis, but without knowing what type of financial decisions are we taking. We spend lots of money in liabilities, and when it comes to building our asset column, it's very less. So invest more on assets, less on liabilities. The more you invest on assets, the more cash flow you get. The more cash flow you get, the more easier it gets to break the life race of the cycle. Working, earning, spending, working. The more money comes, the more time freedom you have. And it's very easy to break rat race when you have a cash flow. 7, invest on yourself. The biggest investment in our life will be to invest on ourselves. Me learning talking in front of cameras, editing was one of the biggest skills that I've ever got in my life. So the more we invest on ourselves, the more we invest on knowledge, skills, health, happiness, and love, the better we get. And the biggest asset in our life is self-investment. In this video, I've talked about how reading has completely changed my life. If you are struggling with reading books, then this video will help you a lot. I've distilled years of my experience in reading books. If you're watched till now, then thank you for watching this video. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye. See you.